Hey y'all, Powermorphicon Raymond here. Today I have the Powermorphicon 2012 exclusive 2-pack. Holy shit! So I got a job about 3 weeks ago, and my parents' rules are when you get your first job, you can blow your first paycheck on whatever. So I bought this and some other things, which most of them will get a video, I think. Yeah, almost all of them will get a video. Alright, so this is the first of that. Right? Yeah, first of that to get a video. So what this is, so for anyone who doesn't know what Powermorphicon is, it's a power convention that typically happens every 2 years, though the next one is never guaranteed. But it's been going on since 2007, every 2 years. It's a big convention in, I know it's in California, but I'm trying to think of the actual city. Anaheim, I think it might be Anaheim, California, where it's all about Power Rangers and sometimes like Beetleborgs or Kamen Rider, but mostly Power Rangers. It's a big whole thing, and for 2012's Powermorphicon, Bandai did this. So what this is are these two repainted figures of figures that didn't exist in the standard line. Like yes, we did have a Mooger, and we did have a Jaden with a cape, but not like this. This Mooger was not very shiny, and it was a standard yellow one. There's a video on my channel of that. Let's hope this Mooger doesn't end up like that one. And they only did the super mode for this. They never did the shark attack, except for this set, even though he has that. And so these figures are great. They're great figures, but not the main reason people go off to the set. The main reason they go off the set is this thing behind them. See, this whole little panel thing behind them? That's not packaging. This is a booklet of all the behind the scenes on the development of the toys and some actual show designs that were in Shinkenger. That's the main reason people want this, is this little booklet. You see on the back here. This is a big old toy checklist. So yeah, this packaging isn't very like collector friendly. You can kind of see, like, once you open it, there's no like closing everything in here as normal. Well, I'm gonna do my best, and I won't go through the entire booklet. I'll probably show a few pages or so. Anyways, yeah, let's get into this. Before we get into this, we have a sponsor, Dubby. Dubby is a sugar-free powdered gaming energy drink that provides clean mental focus and alertness without the jitters, crashes, or artificial dyes found in traditional canned options. By combining a moderate 150 milligram dose of caffeine with natural nootropics, brain-boosting amino acids, and neurofactor, it delivers smooth, sustained performance tailored for gamers and professionals alike. Dubby skips the bullshit. Unlike mainstream brands that rely on heavy sugars, maltodextrin, and harsh stimulants, Dubby skips the chemical filters entirely, making it a much healthier, crash-free alternative that activates real kind of endurance rather than just masking fatigue. So go to dubby.gg today and use code CASIDIS at checkout for 10% off. And back to the video. Alright, here's everything out of the box. I just gotta say, these figures, paint-wise, look absolutely stunning. Like, you gotta kind of, it's like one of those things you gotta see in person. It's picking up pretty well on the camera, but not just quite there. Absolutely stunning work. Of course, it's a Comic-Con exclusive, or excuse me, Powermorphicon exclusive. I think maybe been like 300 made. I'm not sure. But yeah, absolutely incredible figures. Let's go over him first, because we've seen more of this mold than anyone else. So first of all, biggest issue, this is not the sword he uses in this mode. The sword he actually uses is this one here. This is from the figure art. Luckily, since these are already like not that far off, I don't feel like he'd look wrong holding this. And I actually, yeah, there we go. I'm actually gonna let him hold this sword on my display, because I'm gonna show you my figure art, and I promise it's not what it looks like. I have two Shinken Reds, his standard form and his Koryu something form. I forget the name of it. But my normal Shinken Red, he came with a broken leg. And it was my first figure that wasn't like a toy. I was in 6th grade. I didn't know what the fuck to do with it. So I tried my best. I've tried to, fix it a million times. Nothing's worked. And I bought this one, and legs came perfectly fine. I was like, yeah, I think the coat could cover it a little bit, and I can give his legs to my normal Shinken Red. It kind of worked. Not very well. Here he is. Not the same figure that I reviewed when I got him. At least the top half is the same, but not the bottom half. Yeah, I just took from him just to, I guess, give you a comparison here. Yeah, there's not much to say. It doesn't snap off anymore. But yeah. So he looks absolutely great. He's definitely gonna stand out on the shelf, I think. I mean, I haven't actually put him out there yet. Yeah, I think he looks great. There's his back. Anyways, the other figure now. This Mooger. So you might be saying to yourself, like, didn't the Moogers have yellow, not purple? Technically you're right, but you're also technically wrong. Because there's two forms. They never like had any different names. Or like there was no like power level. It's not like this putties and Z putties. Or like this is a stronger Mooger than the yellow one. No. Exact same, no explanation at all. I've seen part of Shinkenger, but not all of it, so maybe in Shinkenger there was a difference. I don't know. But anyways, this is the only purple Mooger in existence. And the yellow Mooger is the only yellow Mooger in existence. Well, one was mass retail and the other wasn't, so boom. I'm not gonna push that again because this is literally irreplaceable. So yeah, these have the same articulation as every other 4-inch. I'm gonna show with Jaden. I'm just like a little brief, These joints are nice and tight too, because this has never been opened. So that's great. Yeah, just nothing insane, but all you really need for a 4-inch figure for kids in 2012. Yeah, it looks a little big, but I'm leaving it because I don't care that much. Just, because I can't have them if they're holding a spin sword. This is not possible. It's not a feasible thing. Anyway, let's go through this book a little bit. I glanced through it, and I was like, yo, that's so cool. And then, hold on. I gotta stop my TV. There we go. I had my TV paused on YouTube, but if I keep letting it play, it's going to play some bullshit music. See, this is MMPR's 20th coming up that year. The very next year, 2013. Booklet created by Bandai America and Incorporated. Power Rangers Toy Division. Yeah. In the back is just like a little checklist. It smells like a pamphlet you'll get at the hospital. That's the only thing I can think of. I'd imagine not too many people are super familiar with that scent. I am. I have a lot of medical conditions and issues and diseases, so I'm there more often than that. More often than the average person, I'd say. Yeah. So this it's a little hard to tell. I can't zoom out. So we'll do this. We'll pick it up. So this whole thing is explaining Power Rangers Samurai and the history of Power Rangers entirely. Let's see, there's the introduction, chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The Mega Mode, the invention of the Mega Mode. My head's full. the phone's blocking the light. I can't. I'm sorry. There's the final design. This art is incredible, by the way. The guy who did the art was at Powermorphicon this year, I've heard. So I bet it was pretty cool to get this, look at this, and then go meet the guy who did it. But yeah. There's all that. This shit right here. I might have to change my profile picture to that if I can get a good picture of that. Because holy shit, that's badass. Anyway, look at Jaden's ugly ass right here. TS is not Jaden, bro. That's not my GOAT right there. No, this is LeBron of the 76ers. That news just came out yesterday as of recording. I'm not a big basketball guy, but it's LeBron, you know. Everyone has to know. So yeah, these are some pictures of the toys in development. Yeah, look at these initial designs. This is the final design, and then these are like some, not first concept, I imagine, somewhere in between that. I don't know. Like, I see what they're doing, but I think the final design is a little better, a little more unique. And then I gotta put like godly music over this shit right here. I'm not going to, but it's absolutely stunning art right there. Let's see. Look at that. That's a really good picture right there as well. And there's some product pictures and the mask for the other people, Rangers. What time is it right now? I don't even know what time it is right now. It's late. I got off of work a couple hours ago. And I typically work 2 to 11, but today I work from 10 to 7. So I'm just up and I'm like, I gotta film this. There's all the technological behind the Mega Blade toy. And there's the mask. More shots of the weapon. The black belt. Shogun helmet. Shogun belt. Another picture of the Shogun belt. And the bazooka and Shogun's spear. I'm going through all these pages. I'm not going to show you the pictures. I'm not reading all the text. Here's some prototypes of the Zords right there. Here's the 5 ones. Look at this. How come we was it too expensive to do this, Bandai? Was it really too expensive? It was like, that looks so much better than what we got. And thank God we didn't get these little handles right here. That would have pissed me off. That would have looked so bad. Yeah, there's the Megazord. The Battling Megazord. The Swordfish Sword. Here's the Clawzord and the Claw Armor Megazord. The Bullzord, and there's photos of the Bullzord. And then the here's like the mini Gigazord. So this is like the affordable version. It even says right here. Still, we thought every kid should be able to enjoy the Gigazord, so we made a more affordable version of the product. That's nice. I mean, it's kind of, it wasn't the greatest thing. I mean, just looking at it, you can kind of tell. But that's nice that you could get some representation of the Gigazord. I did have it, but it's not like I was broke. I was not a broke boy. And there's no vehicles to turn into toys, so they made their own. That's some pretty cool art. Along with that one, I don't think that was ever used in the toy line. And there's the Legacy Megazord. I do have this bike actually. It's usually on my desk, but it's not anymore. It's since moved, but. And then there's some packaging here. I technically bought this set, but I didn't get the box. I was thinking about this, but I'm like, it's not in the show. But it's pretty cool. All these other bikes. They did actually make it to production, but I don't own. There's that. And then, I don't know why I like that picture right there, but I do. And it's the checkbook. So, yeah. Is this set worth it? It depends. If your kid is watching Samurai on Netflix and like, oh man, I want all the toys, you don't gotta get this. This was like $100 I spent on this. And depending on the age of your kid, this booklet is not surviving. It's not, it's all paper, thin paper. Yeah, all this isn't necessary. These are all repaints. But if you're like me, a collector, you're completionist, sort of. Complete the main line. Yeah. I mean, technically this isn't mainline, but I'll consider it mainline because it's mainline figures. But yeah, I knew I was gonna get this eventually. I just didn't know when. Like, it was always the goal. The next thing I need for me to be like, the next two things I need for me to be like, yeah, I've completed the Samurai toy line. Is get the Barracuda blade. That's the only roleplay weapon I don't have. And get the Comic-Con 2012 exclusive set, where it's all 6 Rangers in Super Mega Mode, not 14, 12. And then Jaden's in Shark Attack Mega Mode, whatever it's called. That set is like $600, so I'm gonna save it for a while. Get that. That's the next. Well, I'll have to get the Barracuda blade too. Once I get those two things, I will say I'm done with the Samurai line. I've completed it. Like, I don't think there's any major product out there that I don't have. So I have the 6 main Rangers in standard mode, 6 Rangers in Mega mode. I got Lauren. I have Super Mega mode, Jaden. I have Super mode, Jaden and Kevin. I have Shogun mode. I have Xandrid, Decker, Mooger. I have the Mega Shark mode from that little figure that was included in the Shark Zord. And I have a custom made what do you call it? In Shingerder vs. Ghost Ager, where Takaru was turned evil. I'm blanking on the name. Corrupted Shinken Red. There we go. I have all the main Zords, including Shark Zord and Light Zord. I have both Morphers. I have Spin Sword, Mega Blade. What's Kevin's bow called? What, Hydro Bow. And I have belt buckles and the black box and bazooka. I think that's everything. Yeah, I'm gonna call that everything. Anyways, I'm almost done with the Samurai line. How crazy is that? So yeah. May the power protect you.